Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sunny, also known as the Oracle of Alexandria, and today I have a message from your higher self for you. So this is a pick a pile reading. We have 3 piles here. Pile 1 has the Greek alphabet oracle letter Nu. Pile 2 has the Greek alphabet oracle letter Iota. And pile 3 has the Greek alphabet letters Taf and Iota. So choose whichever pile most resonates with you based on the letters, and if none of the letters are triggering your intuition, you can always go with the one on the left or the right, the center, whichever one is more appealing. And if none of them, if your intuition just isn't speaking to you today, then you can just go with picking one at random. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the footage of me forming the piles for this reading. Thank you again so much for joining me, and I will see you in your respective reading. There will be timestamps down below for each pile, or I guess they're called chapters now. So anyway, I'll see you in your respective reading. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Our topic today is a message from your higher self. And if this is your pile, you chose the pile with the alphabet oracle letter Nu. So I am going to set this aside for now. We'll save that as a final message for the reading. I will separate all of the cards, lay out the spread. I'll speed up the footage a bit so that you don't have to sit through every moment of that. And then I will see you in the reading proper. And thank you again for joining me. Okay, Pile 1. So for those who are new to my readings, this central pile of cards here represents the dominant theme, the dominant energy or context for the overall spread. Remember, our topic is a message from your higher self. And let's see what card lies at the heart of the spread. We have the humpback whale. The keyword for this is singer. And there are a lot of phrases, guidance, maybe, I'm not really sure what to call those, but it says, sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. That is a very beautiful card, very powerful energy. I especially like the one about your inner navigation. Some of you watching Pile 1 may be singers, and so taking the advice about singing is a great place to start. But with your inner navigation here, the card is speaking to your intuition. So if you're here, either your intuition brought you here to receive this message, or you chose this pile at chance, and this could be encouraging you then to work on developing your intuition. And there are many great books out there on the topic. So if that is something that interests you, it's certainly worth looking for. But it is important to listen to your inner guidance, your intuition, your gut feelings about people, places, events, things, etc. Don't allow the opinions of others to lead you astray. Listen to your inner guidance, and also align with your purpose and the power in your soul. That is all very, very powerful energy. And remember, nothing can keep you from your goal. I believe the humpback whale is the largest animal on Earth. And so, if it wants to do something, there's nothing that's going to get in its way, really. Maybe a glacier or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think it would be really difficult. Humans obviously couldn't really stop a humpback whale without some serious firepower. So you are able to achieve your goals. Nothing can stop you. Remember that. That is important. Okay, we have the wishbone. And the keyword for this is affirmation. So if there is something that your intuition has been telling you to do, and you've been ignoring it or neglecting it, or, and maybe those reasons are practical reasons why you haven't done it. Maybe it's risky starting a new business, or leaving your old job for a new job, going in a new direction in your life in some level. Your intuition is telling you to go for it, but you've been holding off because maybe you want to stick with what is safe, with what is comfortable, with the devil that you know in some cases. The wishbone here is affirmation that what you've been hearing from your intuition is correct and that you should go for it. Go pursue your dreams because you can get them done. You can reach your goals. Okay, let's see your... All right, we have time for your third oracle here in the middle. So time is about right timing for whatever it is that you are feeling drawn to pursue. The right timing will be very beneficial in making sure that you succeed in what it is that you're going for. I believe that with this energy here at the center of the reading, your odds of succeeding are extremely high, but doing things at the right time can improve your results. So that is something to remember. This could also be, it is time to start something new, or it is time for, the time for something has passed. It is time to end something that has been ongoing. We'll see once we get more into these cards, but anyway, timing is important for you in this new thing that you want to pursue and in this message from your higher self. All right, let's see what tarot card lies at the heart of the reading on the left side of the spread. We have the Emperor, and this is very powerful energy. The Emperor is a card about control and authority, leadership, power. The Emperor rules over his kingdom. He structures things. He's very orderly. And these are all energies that you can bring into this new project that you are being drawn to align with your soul purpose. Okay? We have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is someone who is very intuitive. He is someone who knows what his heart wants. He doesn't have to dig to try and find it. His intuition is in clear communion with him. This is an affirmation and encouragement to listen to your intuition and let it guide you. And for those who do not have a very strong intuition, this can also be encouragement to work on developing your intuition, work on trusting your intuition. I used to be someone who, my intuition would tell me something and I would ignore it. I would try to, give that person the benefit of the doubt, or, just wait and see what happens. Well, if I just listened to my intuition, but I would always doubt myself. And so doing exercises or just listening and taking it seriously to see if it's right, rather than doubting it when your intuition communicates with you, you can start to get a feeling for, hey, my intuition is actually correct X amount of the time. Maybe I should start listening to it. So, all right. Then we have the Page of Coins. This is really... This card here is affirming that it is time to start something new, that you've reached a certain level of growth and completion, and that it's time to take the next steps. That, where you are at is a fantastic place, but you can develop and grow further. And you are ready. You have all of the potential and everything you need to do that and get that done. Wow, the Queen of Swords. Okay. So you've got a lot of court cards here and a major. That's interesting. The Queen of Swords is someone who has very clear thought. Her thoughts are orderly. She's not struggling with anxiety. She's not worried. She's not distressed. This could come back to timing, that when you work on this new project, when you take steps towards it, it's important for you to have clear thoughts, to know what you want to do and why you want to do it. Why are you doing it? This energy is, again, very positive and supportive to the overall message here, that it is time for you to embark on a new journey, that you are ready, that you need to do this possibly to align with your soul purpose here on this planet. All right, we have the Four of Wands. This, again, is very wonderful, positive energy about completion. Where you are now is a very comfortable position. And again, as I was saying earlier, it can be very, nerve-wracking considering leaving a situation that is familiar and comfortable. But your higher self is here to tell you that you can do better. You are ready for more. You can handle it. You've got everything you need. Go for it. This is not just completion of the old cycle, but completion of you and yourself. This new thing that you are starting will bring satisfaction and happiness into your life. All right. Then we have the Chariot. Okay. The Chariot is usually very fast-moving energy. And so that brings us back to time, that the right timing to make these decisions may be coming very soon. So you need to act, again, with the right timing, and you may need to act quickly, so keep your eyes open. But also, remember to be like the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, the King of Cups. Remember to balance yourself, because the King of Cups is very much a balanced individual. All of these two court cards and the Emperor are, but also to have control over yourself, your internal environment as well as your external environment. You need to balance your impulses and your urges. And there are times, again, when it is important to listen to your intuition, so you need to do that. With the Chariot here, it may be time to bring the horse of the rational mind back a little and let the horse of intuition lead you and guide you forward. All right, for your first oracle on this side of the reading, we have the Owl Spirit, and the key word for the Owl Spirit is wisdom, and the number on that is 29. Let's go ahead and take a look at the guidebook for this card, because I'm feeling like it has a lot to say, and I don't want to miss anything or, make mistakes and interpret it the wrong way. So, okay. I was not expecting to have to look at the guidebook for this step, so I apologize. All right, that was number 27. All right, the Owl Spirit. If you would like, you are welcome to pause and read this, and also this, but I'm going to skip here to the end. The Owl Spirit says, trust in your ability to see the deepest truth in situations and in people. So remember, owls are nocturnal. They can see clearly in the dark. It's very difficult to hide things from them. You can't hide it in the dark, and it's even more difficult to hide things in the light. So owls are very perceptive. And again, you need to trust your intuition. Okay. Wisdom is growing within you in mysterious ways beyond your awareness. This is a good time to sign up for inspirational courses. Messages from spirit are all around you. Look for them and trust what you feel. Okay, that is pretty much in tune with what we've been discussing so far. Wisdom in this case is your internal intuitive wisdom. All right? It's so important for you, Pile 1, that you listen to it and what it is telling you. Okay. For your Radiant Crystal card, we have Azurite. And the keywords for Azurite are psychic, intuition, and guidance. Okay. Pile 1, I'm going to be honest with you. It seems like you are ignoring your intuition and your internal guidance on a big issue. It is time to listen. Again, it is time to bring the horse of reason into check and give the horse of intuition a little bit more freedom to lead you. Okay? That is so important with all of these cards here. Make sure that you understand that, okay? All right, so the primary chakra associated with this crystal is the third eye chakra. And the third eye chakra is a very spiritual, intuitive, even psychic chakra. So, all right, the astrological signs associated with Azurite are Aquarius and Sagittarius. And before I forget, the vibration for Azurite is 1. The affirmation for this crystal is, I open my mind to guidance and new possibilities. The energies of this crystal. Azurite awakens psychic abilities and brings awareness to spiritual guidance. It offers a clear mind when in meditation and creates a clear connection to spirit. It helps relieve worries, negative thoughts, and phobias. The flower associated with Azurite is honeysuckle, and the keywords of honeysuckle are faith, prosperity, and pure happiness, okay? Faith, trust in your intuition. And remember that affirmation, I open my mind to guidance and new possibilities. You can make that a daily mantra for, the foreseeable future, the near future, however long you feel you need it. Also, if you happen to own a piece of Azurite, it may be worthwhile to carry it with you or, keep it near you at times. You can sleep with crystals under your pillow, for example. So there are a lot of ways that you can benefit from the energies of crystals if you are someone who resonates with them. And that is something to keep in mind, that Azurite may be helpful for you right now. All right, on the right side of your reading, we have the King of Wands at the heart of your reading. The King of Wands is someone who is very passionate. He can manifest his desires. Remember, no one can keep you from your goals. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands depicts struggle, usually. This one's a little bit different. It almost seems like the struggle here is more internal rather than external. But you can see that in general, the scene is very triumphant. All you have to do is listen to your guidance, and you will succeed because it is here to guide you correctly in your life. It's not here to lead you astray. Then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, again, this is another fast-moving energy card. The Knight of Wands moves forward quickly. He's very passionate. He's in tune with his heart and his intuition. He knows what he wants, and he goes for it. He doesn't have to deliberate. This needs to be you right now, or in the very near future. Okay, the Two of Cups. So I feel like, normally the Two of Cups can be about new relationships or partnerships. And it very well could be for some of you watching Pile 1 that there will be an opportunity for new partnerships. However, I feel like this is more about unity with the self. We have the King of Cups here. And notice on the card, we have a masculine and a feminine figure here. The King of Cups is masculine because he's the king, but he's also very in tune with his feminine side, his intuitive side, his psychic side, his emotional side. He is in harmony with it, perfect balance and harmony. And that's kind of what I'm getting, especially with, the moon here and all of the water imagery. I'm really feeling like this is more about union within the self. It seems like some of you may have really divorced your inner guidance, and it's important that you listen to it now. But again, for some of you, you may actually have a partnership. Teamwork may be beneficial for you in this new project that you're starting. But for others of you, maybe for all of you, remember to be like the King of Water, the King of Cups, and embrace your intuitive feminine side. Find out how to be confident with that part of you. A great way to talk about this is that, the King of Cups is a man or a masculine person who can cry. And that doesn't dilute his masculinity. That doesn't make him weak. It's not a slight against him. It's part of his strength. It's part of his wholeness. And that is something that you need to have within yourself right now. The Five of Cups. So it seems like there may have been some sort of loss for you, Pile 1, but all is not lost. If you notice on the art for the card, these 3 cups are spilled, but these 2 are not. And there are butterflies coming out of them, and, if this person would turn around, they would find this beautiful, happy scene, and they would be able to move on from this into this. So some of you may be experiencing some sort of loss, and you may be focusing too much on what has been lost rather than what you still have. For others of you, though, I feel like this comes back to your fear of leaving your comfortable situation. And this is just more affirmation that if you take those steps away from what is comfortable and familiar into something new, that you will find happiness, you will find success. Nothing can keep you from your goals. All right, and then the 3 of Wands. This is all about taking practical steps towards your goals. Okay, whatever it is you dream of, it's time now to start doing the work, to take the steps to reach your goals. Okay. We have number 2, dominance, believing in yourself. This is such an encouraging reading for you, Pile 1. Your higher self really wants you to believe in yourself, to value yourself, to find wholeness and unity within yourself, with every part of yourself. Okay, 61, wishing you health. Let's go ahead and take a look at the book for this card also. It actually came up in a reading recently, and you'd think I would remember, but no, I'm totally spacing on it, so. All right, let's see. So, the keyword here is wholeness, okay? That's what I was going to say about it. See, I did not trust my intuition. I didn't trust it for this card. I didn't trust it for this card, but it was correct. All right, so if you would like to read this, you are more than welcome to pause and read this now. But yes, the key word for this card, wishing you health, is wholeness. And notice the butterflies here. This wholeness can bring you transformation. It can change your life. You just have to open yourself up to it. Listen to your intuition. Start taking steps towards your goals. You can do this. It's going to be okay. It's going to be positive. It's going to change your life for the better. It will transform you. And you will find happiness. Okay, let's look at your shadow cards here. Oh, right, okay. For some reason, I wasn't seeing this oracle card. Don't ask me why. It's just one of those days. Okay. All right, so the energy at the heart of the reading here in the shadow cards is the bee. And the keyword for this card is community. It also says that you are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. Okay? That is very powerful energy. I think it speaks quite well for itself. Believe in yourself and your abilities. That is what this is saying. For community, though, this might come back to the Two of Cups being about teamwork for some of you. Okay, and then we have motion. So motion is progression. It is taking the steps to reach your goal. This is important energy for you to have right now so that you don't stagnate. I remember reading a quote once before about how safe spaces are nice because they're comfortable and they're safe. But if you don't have anything challenging you, nothing is going to grow in that safe space. You need to open yourself up to change and to being challenged to allow yourself to grow. You don't want to stagnate yourself. Also, that advice may not be applicable to every situation, so please don't be reckless when you apply it, but it is a relevant quote here. Okay. Lastly, we have flowers, and the keyword for this is fickle. It's very interesting. I'm going to look at the guidebook for this, but be warned that it's not a great guidebook. So I don't know how much of use we will get from it, but we'll check it anyway. Okay, so this one is in alphabetical order. We have flowers. Okay. If you have been playing games with someone's emotions, even your own, the flower card has come to ask you to make up your mind before you lose what could be a great relationship. Possibly just exactly what you've been hoping for. Take stock of your behavior. Are you devoted 1 minute, then backing off the next, leaving things totally up in the air? Your lack of decisiveness is affecting others' happiness, as well as your own. Now is the time to look at the root of the problem, fear. Ask yourself, what exactly are you scared of? Okay? I feel like some of you may have started already and then stopped because you began to doubt yourself. You thought you weren't doing good enough, you made mistakes, whatever the case is. The flowers here are here to encourage you to keep going, to don't let fear win. Not only is there no growth when we are not challenged, there's no progress with anything. You stagnate. Sorry, my words are not coming to me at the moment. You need to believe in yourself and start moving forward. Trust your inner guidance, of course. And also, question why you are afraid. Challenge your fears. Don't let fear hold you back. Fear can keep you safe, but it can also keep you from living life. That's what I wanted to say when the whole thought just collapsed out of my mind. Don't let fear impede your journey and your progress. You are coming into alignment with your soul purpose here. And your higher self wants you to succeed at this. Your higher self believes in you because it knows you can do it. You need to believe in yourself also. You need to accept that you can do this. It might be scary. It won't be scary forever, though. Once you get started, it can get easier. Okay, we have the Tower. This may be a frightening card. Don't let it scare you. The Tower is a card of transition and change. There could be an element of inevitability with the situation. As I was saying before at the start of the reading about the whale, the change may come and you can get the most of it if you ready yourself for it, rather than allowing yourself to be caught off guard, or rather than allowing yourself to waste time because you allowed fear to control you. Okay, the change is coming, and it may be coming very soon because we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Chariot, and now the Tower. These are, again, fast-moving energy cards. So it's important that you be prepared and know that you can do this. It's not just a matter of believing it, it's knowing that you can do this. You're ready for this challenge. Okay, we have the Unicorn, purity. Unicorns are pure in themselves, but also they can purify something. Like, for example, the legends of unicorns purifying poisoned water with their horn. That purification makes something fresh and new. And in essence, it offers you a fresh start. Unicorns are also healers. So again, the unicorn being here may be another spirit guide of yours. If you are someone who works with unicorns or spirit guides, it may be here to help you to heal whatever is out of balance within yourself, to become more balanced, more whole, and more confident in your abilities, because you have everything you need to achieve your goals. This is really just one of many reminders here in the reading about how important it is that you find wholeness and within yourself, and how important it is that you give yourself this fresh beginning, this fresh start. Don't hold it back anymore. Okay, for your Radiant Crystal card here, we have Banded Amethyst. The keywords for Banded Amethyst are inner strength, cleansing, and release. The chakra associated with this is the third eye chakra. So we have two crystals with the third eye chakra as the primary chakra. Spiritual work may be very important for you right now. For some of you, it may be very helpful. And again, it comes back to getting in touch with your intuition, your psychic abilities, and creating that balance and wholeness within your internal environment. Having the confidence to be someone who can cry in front of others and not be ashamed. Knowing that it doesn't diminish you or shame you or make you lesser on some level. It's okay to embrace all of you and be all of you confidently. Okay, the astrological signs associated with this crystal are all astrological signs. The affirmation is, my intuition encourages strength and connection to my higher self. Again, the importance of intuition. Okay, please listen to it. Your higher self is asking you all over this reading. Please listen to your intuition. Okay. The energies of this crystal. Banded amethyst supports inner strength and connection to psychic vision and intuition. Great for inner work, it helps deepen our meditative state and facilitates communication. It aids in cleansing the auric fields and subtle bodies. The flower associated with this crystal is ornamental onion, and the keywords for that are strength, patience, and prosperity. All right, let's see the shadow cards from the other side of your reading. We have the Chariot again, bringing the two horses into harmony and balance and keeping them in balance. What's interesting is that we even have the Four Wands here from the Four of Wands, which was right here. This is such powerful energy for you that it is a great time for you to start working on your inner self, to start supporting your outer self. This is a great time for you to start doing that. It is possible that some of you will progress very quickly in your spiritual work. And again, it is also possible that with timing here, there are things coming soon that you need to be ready for. And so it is important that you do this work. It is important that you start trusting and believing in yourself. Okay, here we go. The self, gathering your power. Okay, it's time for you to gather your power. And what's interesting is that the art on this card, it looks like the Kundalini serpent, which is, again, spiritual energy that moves from the root chakra in the pelvis to the crown chakra. It can be cultivated and strengthened. You can gather your power, empower yourself to move forward with your life on every level. This is very important. All right, here we have the earth element as your final card. Let's see what the book has to say, but just to make some guesses. The earth element is about grounding. It is also about action, taking action. So those are two important things: being grounded, centered, balanced, and taking action to get there and to reach your dreams and your goals in every part of your life. But let's see, I don't want to leave anything out, so let's take a look at the book here for number 54, Earth Element. Okay. Earth sustains us. It gives us everything we need to physically survive. Its beauty gives us much of what we need spiritually. Earth provides us with a stage on which we can act out our life stories, growing and learning as we do so. We are the shepherds of the earth, along with the elementals. It is our duty and privilege to do our best to protect Mother Earth. We can honor her by protecting wildlife, vegetation, water sources, and her air. If the earth cannot drink or breathe, neither can we. If we follow these acts of respect, we will be grounded. Honoring the earth is the ultimate grounding. It is important to recognize that the act of just coming to earth is a grounding act. There are many ways to enjoy the calming effects of grounding. Try meditating, drumming, chanting, walking in the woods, hugging a tree, petting an animal, or perhaps wading in a stream. Try to spend as much time out in nature as possible. If you can't be outside, then bring nature inside. A stone, flowers, or a feather, whatever strikes your fancy. And the key word here is grounded. Okay. See, if I just listened to my intuition, I could have saved both of us some time. But I feel like that message was important regardless. So, all right, with all of that out of the way, it is now time to take a look at your Greek alphabet oracle message. And this is a final message, something for you to remember outside of this reading here, besides, of course, all of the other messages. What's interesting is that the oracle verse for this letter is, "Now springs forth the fitting time for all." Timing, timing, time, timing. Now is the correct moment. It's time for you to begin, Pile 1. The keywords associated with this oracle is opportunity and timing. There's also an alternative translation for the verse, and that is Nike's gift and wreaths the oracle. The goddess Nike is the goddess of victory. This oracle brings you a message of success, and that is the keyword for the alternate oracle verse. Victory and prizes. You can succeed. You just have to do the work. It might be scary, it might be frightening, it might require making yourself vulnerable, but you've got this. You can handle it, Pile 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave you there. Thank you so much for joining me, Pile 1. I hope that this reading was helpful for you. Please consider leaving a like and maybe commenting down below and letting me know what you think. And if you'd like to see more of my videos in the future, then please do subscribe so that I can see you in another reading. And until then, thank you again, Pile 1, and take care. Hello, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading today. If this is your pile, you chose the pile with the alphabet oracle Iota on it. And we're going to set this aside for now and save it as a final message for the reading. Our topic today is a message from your higher self. And I'm going to go ahead and sort out the cards and lay out the spread. I'll speed up the footage so that you don't have to sit through all of that with me. And then I will see you in the reading proper. And thank you again for joining me. Okay, Pile 2. So, for those who are new, the central column of cards here represents a dominant theme, energy, or context for this reading. And let's go ahead and see what energy lies at the heart of the spread. We have the lizard, and the keyword is regeneration. There are also some affirmations here, I guess. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. I think that really speaks well for itself, but it seems like already, for some of you watching Pile 2, you've been through a lot recently. And this is a message that this is a message that you can recover. You can regain your footing, regenerate, restore, renew your life, no matter what you've been through. When one door closes, another opens. And if another door doesn't open, there's always a window that's going to open. There will always be new opportunities and so on. But right now, it seems it is important that you allow yourself to heal, to recover, to renew, and start again. We have the arrow here. And the arrow is about focus. That is the keyword for the arrow. The arrow also brings guidance. People would do divination with arrows in ancient times. They would shoot them up into the air and see how they fall, and they would make predictions based on the way the arrow moved. So the arrow also brings you guidance. And notice there's a bright star here in the background of the card. It's been one of those days. I apologize. Okay. We have discernment for your final card here. Okay. So as I was speaking about guidance, it looks like that guidance may also be intuitive, or it may be intuitive, and that you need to listen to your intuition to help you when making choices and decisions, to discern the better option between two things, for example. All right, let's see what lies at the heart of your tarot cards on the left side. We have Temperance, a card about balance. You can see in the artwork here, we have a woman pouring water from a jar or a vase, and it's falling upon the hand of a masculine figure. We have so many polarities here. We have the masculine and the feminine coming together as one, united through the spiritual element. We have death and rebirth, regeneration. We have heaven, and then we have earth, spiritual and material. You've got so many polarities packed into the symbolism of this card. And all of those messages may be relevant to you, or just one or two. All right. The Ace of Swords. There is clarity coming along with new opportunities, and those opportunities that you need to make choices about. You will have clear thought, you will have a clearer perspective on that in the future, possibly the very near future. Okay. We have the Five of Wands here. I feel like this one is almost more about inner conflict than outer conflict, since your higher self is letting you know that there's a new start coming that you need to be ready to take advantage of. And it's going to take focus, awareness when it is coming, the right timing, and also listening to your intuition to help guide you, and taking the time to think carefully and discern what the best path forward for you is. Right, we have the Devil. This is another card that is probably bringing you change, given the cards surrounding it. But let's look at what else we have. The Seven of Swords. Okay. And the Knight of Cups. All right, so The Seven of Swords is someone who moves freely. So with the Devil here, what you're looking at is freedom from an old situation. The Devil can often refer to vices of various types, okay? And it is possible that you are going to free yourself from some sort of addiction or maybe a toxic relationship or a bad job, whatever the case is, you're going to free yourself from something. You're going to have freedom and you will have happiness, new opportunities, possibly even for love for some of you. In fact, for those of you who are mourning a broken heart, for example, the cards are telling you your higher self wants you to remember that you can and you will love again. There are new opportunities coming to you. You're going to probably receive some information that's going to help you in your decision making here so that you can act with clarity and confidence. And you just need to give yourself that opportunity to regenerate, to survive, to go on living from whatever it is that you are currently struggling with. Okay, so we have the dragonfly spirit, and it brings change. The number is 12 for this, your first oracle card on the left side. I mean, it's really just affirming what we already know, right? And not just change, but freedom. The dragonfly flies around freely, travels around. It's not restricted, like the koi down here, to a pond. I live in the desert and we have dragonflies here, so they can go pretty much anywhere their wings take them. Okay, for your Radiant Crystal Oracle card, we have Blue Lace Agate, a very powerful and beautiful crystal. The keywords here are communication, supportive, and grounding. The chakra associated with Blue Lace Agate is the throat chakra. The vibration is 5. The astrological signs associated with this crystal are Pisces and Gemini. The affirmation is, I am grounded and confident in my expression. That is like self-expression. How you express yourself, how you communicate your inner needs and desires. Blue lace agate is a spiritual and grounding stone. This calming stone helps relieve depression and stress, drawing in the energy of peace and healing. It aids in clear communication and expression. The flower associated with this crystal is Barago or Borage, and the keywords for that flower are calming, courage, and healing. Hey, we have some very powerful energy. So it looks like, especially with the Ace of Swords here, that there may be a need for self-expression and communication on some level that may have been stifled previously, that you may have been stifling to keep others comfortable. Believe me, I know what that is like, and it is time to change. It is time to free yourself. It is time to regenerate and allow yourself to be your authentic self and communicate your authentic internal needs. Okay, and for your tarot cards on the right side of your readings, we have the 9 of Swords. So there's some anxiety, fear, or worry. The 10 of Pentacles. It's all going to be okay. The Sun, another powerful yes card, a success card. So I guess let's keep going. We have the Hierophant, the High Priest, the Five of Swords, the Queen of Cups. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. So for some of you watching this pile too, there could be struggles, disagreement of ideas within yourself or with others in your life. And these disagreements, or maybe even difficulty making certain decisions, are causing you fear, stress, worry, anxiety. You're worried about changing the status quo for you, about traditional power structures, the way things were. You're worried about maybe going against traditional power structures. But it's going to be okay. Okay, you have the Queen of Cups here, augmenting both paths forward. And then you have two success cards. The Queen of Cups is someone who is very intuitive, very in tune with her heart and her emotions. She even has some psychic abilities. So it is time for you to listen to your inner voice and your inner guidance and start taking steps forward, despite all of the fear and worry that you have about the changing. You need to find the balance within yourself and open yourself up to success, to having a happy, abundant home life and family life, to making your dreams come true, and feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. It is okay to challenge the status quo for you and to create change in your life. You are encouraged by your higher self to do that, and it's going to be okay. All right, we have here number 1, contemplating the future. It's time to look forward rather than backward, or look at the big picture rather than at just the present moment. Make plans, prepare yourself, make sure that you're ready to proceed and to make the most of every step forward that you take. Okay, here we have the Brat. I feel like this card has come up in one of the other readings that I filmed for YouTube. But unfortunately, I don't remember the meaning for it. So let's check out the guidebook here and see what message the Brat brings you. Okay, the keyword for the Brat is spoiled. If this card came up for you, ask yourself, am I just a tiny bit spoiled? Do you tend to put your desires above those of others? Do you neglect the feelings of others or treat them rudely? Do you stomp your feet and slam doors and yell loudly to get your way? Is your mind focused on accumulating material goods? Do you respect others? Do you respect yourself? Look deep into your character and see what it is you can change about yourself. The Brat is never really happy, no matter how much she has or how often she gets her way. True happiness comes from loving and respecting yourself. This then allows you to love and respect others. Happiness does not come from material objects, although there's nothing wrong with acquiring and enjoying them. It is okay to have them, but do not place them above all else. We are meant to use our power to enhance our lives in a way that demonstrates Spirit's abundance. This comes from a place of balance. Happiness has to come from within. Open up to it and allow it to blossom within you. It's not too late. Be gentle with yourself and with others. Be patient. Grow up and embrace a divinely guided adulthood. The brat is just a bit misguided. Show her the path and she will follow it. Inside every brat is a wondrous, vibrant being. Okay. I feel like the message of this card is primarily about self-empowerment. And again, being true to yourself and expressing yourself, not in a bratty way, of course, but balancing yourself, as the Temperance here is encouraging you to do, balancing your negative and your positive sides. So your fearful side with your creative and intuitive sides. Finding your strength, picking up the sword and letting it carry you to victory. But to do that, you have to temper your negative traits. And we all have them, don't feel bad. That's just a part of being human and being mortal. And you're encouraged to work on them for your own advancement and improvement, for your own well-being and happiness, as the card was saying. The message may be a bit confusing, but that is essentially what it was getting at for you. All right, let's check out your shadow cards. Okay, so at the center of your spread here, we have the fox. And the keyword for the fox is clever. There are some affirmations here. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Okay. That is some very powerful energy. There are certainly a lot of messages that we can unpack there, but I think the main one for most of you watching this pile 2 is about understanding that you are swift and smart and listening to your instincts and your internal guidance to help you move forward, that you have what it takes to find solutions to problems, because the solutions are easily found. You are someone who is smart enough, clever enough, and that is an aspect of the Seven of Swords as well, is using your guile, your tact, wit, or diplomacy to move forward with your plans and with your life, rather than being bratty and screaming and throwing a tantrum or something like that. Be more amenable in your communications. Be more, I'm sorry, I'm not sure that's the correct word, but be more amicable, that's the word I'm looking for, in your communications, in the way that you handle things. Use your cleverness and your wit to help you solve problems and open paths forward for you. Okay. And we have aura, observation. Very interesting. And rediscovery. It's interesting that we have aura, which is about your energy body, the energy body that surrounds you. And then we have the brat here, which is encouraging you to look within, to find your flaws and start working on them where you can. And then you have rediscover here, or rediscovery. It's time to rediscover things about yourself, things that you may have hidden with the lizard here. Your tail may have fallen off. It's time to regrow it all the way back now. It is time to work on yourself for self-improvement, but also rediscover your passions and your dreams. Rediscover love for some of you, as the fox here encourages you to be open to romance. Rediscover your internal guidance and start listening to it. Okay, and let's look at the guidebook for aura here, because that card just really isn't triggering a lot of feelings or thoughts on what it might mean. The keyword is observation, so I suppose it could be about introspection and self-reflection, your higher self guiding you to work on yourself and your life. But observation can also refer to about how you move forward, knowing the landscape ahead of you, scouting the way ahead. Let's see what the book has to say here. Wake up to what is really going on around you. Take a good long look at yourself and at others, for all is not what you have painted in your mind. There are underlying reasons for certain people in your life acting as though they have your best interests at heart, although they are actually not always sweetness and light. This wake-up call serves you well and asks you to look at areas of your life where you could improve things. Deepen investigation into situations you have previously skimmed over. Become the observer. Watch and learn. Notice every detail in a person's mannerisms and energy, and soon you will be able to determine the bigger picture in all that you witness. Observe well, and the subtle truth will emanate clearly from you to determine. Here we have discernment. Also, I feel like that's with observation, with introspection also. I feel like discernment is important. Discerning not just what our flaws are, but also why they are, and how we can work on healing them and doing better to move forward. Okay, so the shadow card at the heart of your left side tarot cards is the Two of Wands. So this is planning and preparing for the future. Notice she is visualizing what she wants to create. And she's laying the foundations by setting up the two wands here. The two wands are said to symbolize a doorway that she can then pass through on her way to creating what she wants. And it's time for you to do the same, to open up a door to creating change and bringing new things into your life, both in an internal environment and a social and external environment. Okay, the wood nymph, beauty. Beauty is such an ambiguous keyword, really. But I'm feeling like that the beauty here is about learning to see the beauty within you, learning to see your own beauty and your own good qualities as well as your negative ones, so that you can heal those negative qualities and work on tempering them and keeping them in check, but also learn to appreciate your good sides as well. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. We are all, as people, a mix of good and bad. We all have flaws. We all have positive things about ourselves. The wood nymph here is encouragement to see beauty in yourself and also in the world around you. It has a very Five of Cups energy for me right now, that There may be things that look bad, but not all is lost. You still have beauty around you in your life, and you need to bring that into focus. Observe it, accept it. Okay, for your Radiant Crystal Shadow card, we have Chrome Diopside. And the keywords for that is universal love, compassion, and forgiveness. It is important for you to learn to love yourself, to have compassion when dealing with yourself as well as others, and also to forgive, to release grudges, and to forgive yourself for being human and just making mistakes that most of us probably make. Okay, we have here the primary chakra is the heart chakra. The vibration is 9. Astrological signs associated with this crystal are Sagittarius and Scorpio. And your affirmation is, I am emotionally whole and open to receive love. Reminds me of this one here. Be open to romance. I am emotionally whole and open to receive love. You are complete within yourself, and there is a need to realize that completeness. The energies of this crystal. Chrome diopside helps to open up the heart chakra and receive love. It can clear away emotional blockages and promote healing. On an emotional level, it brings us understanding of our true nature holistically. The flower associated with this crystal is Denothera, and the keywords for that are love, protection, and healing. And I think all of that really comes back to everything we've been discussing so far. The need to love and appreciate yourself, to take care of yourself, to allow yourself new opportunities, being open to love with others around you in your life. Protecting yourself, that's an interesting one. And just take care of yourself. Reconnect with yourself. Learn to love yourself. Okay, so for the shadow card on your right side, we have the Knight of Cups again. You have the Knight of Cups twice in your reading. And that is very positive, especially for those opening to new romantic opportunities. This is very positive about moving forward, loving yourself, being open to the love of others. All right. Here we have bliss, cherishing the day. And moon secrets, number 29. With bliss, that is something that we need to find within ourselves. There's nothing outside of ourselves that can bring us bliss. There may be things that can help us find it, that can help open us up to it. But finding bliss requires us to do the work to open ourselves up to it and to receiving it. Sorry, my table is a lot more wobbly than I thought it was there. So finding bliss is about finding balance and contentment within the self. Bliss doesn't need to be happiness. It also doesn't need to be happiness. Bliss is just balance. It's almost neutral in this sense that you don't need anything outside of yourself. Acknowledging that you are whole and complete on your own within yourself. Okay, let's look at the guidebook for Moon Secrets and see what this card might be getting at, because I'm a little stumped, to be honest. Okay, the keyword is cycles. Life is all about cycles. Creation depends on cycles. The cycles that create life on Earth are meshed with those that create and run the universe. We are all aware of the moon's cycles and the effects that they have upon life on Earth. From our tides to our reproductive cycles, the moon has great influence upon our lives. For certain, the universe also has many other cycles that influence us. Everything in existence is cyclic in one form or another, or it could not exist. Cycles bring order to the universe and to our lives. There is a season for everything. Everything must happen in its own time. The energy that animates each of us is never ending. It was in the beginning and will ever be. It can change forms, but it cannot be destroyed. Learn to know the cycles that affect you. Sense them. Pay attention and notice all the cycles around you in your life. The seed that sprouts and grows has a cycle. Day and night are cyclic. You breathe in and you breathe out. What are these cycles? What all these cycles tell you is that there is order in the universe and there is order in your life. You just have to acknowledge the order and flow with it. Don't fight it. Know that when you relax into your life, things begin to work more smoothly as you are no longer fighting against the universal energy patterns, but moving with them. That brings me back to the lizard about regeneration. And as the card and the book mentioned about seasonal cycles, day and night cycles, sometimes we go through fallow periods where we don't have a lot of growth, and maybe we don't have a lot of happiness or contentment. Like the earth, or I should say, I guess, the hemispheres going through winter and fall, we experience that within our lives as well. But we can also have a spring. We can rejuvenate. We can regrow. We can have freshness and newness again and move forward. There may be, as the book was encouraging you, a need to understand the cycles in your life, how they are impacting you, the cycles within yourself, especially where it concerns negative traits. And learning that can help you heal that, can help you prevent from behaving in a certain way if you don't like that. If you know what might cause you to start doing a thing. This card implores you, along with this one, to explore your life in and out. And that understanding that you have from that exploration and that observation will help you build something newer, better, stronger, happier, more content and complete than it was before. All right, let's look at your alphabet oracle. And I did it again. I got it wrong. It's not iota, it is Ypsilon. I don't know why I was thinking there were two letters of the Greek alphabet that sound like iota. It's actually epsilon and ypsilon is what I was thinking of, so I apologize for getting that wrong again. Anyway, your oracle verse from this oracle is useless toil. This wedding isn't thine. And the keywords for this is prudence. There's also an alternate translation for the oracle verse, and that is undertaking fine is held by deed. And the keyword for that is courage. When I think of prudence, I also think of discernment here, and the need to discern all the details of your life that your higher self has been asking you to look at in this reading, to learn to appreciate yourself, to know why your shadows exist and how you can heal them and come into balance with them. And also to have the courage to face that work, because it's not easy. None of us want to know that we're not perfect. Our ego does not like realizing that it is not perfect, that it is not infallible. It can be difficult. It can require vulnerability that may feel uncomfortable, but you can do it. You just need to have courage and open yourself up to all of the gifts that can come from doing this work on yourself and on your life. And it seems like one of those gifts is being open to loving again, to having another partner in your life, or maybe a close friend. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you here, Pile 2. Thank you for joining me. Please consider leaving a like and maybe commenting down below. I hope that you found this reading helpful and that you enjoyed it. And if you would like to see readings from me in the future, please consider subscribing. And hopefully I will see you again soon. So until then, take care of yourself, Pile 2, and good luck with all of the work that your higher self is asking you to do on yourself. I believe in you, the cards believe in you, your higher self believes in you. You can do this. You deserve it. It's just going to take some work. So, thank you again for watching, and take care, Pile 2. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this pile, you chose the pile with 2 alphabet oracle stones, Daf and Iota. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and separate all of the cards and lay out the spread. I will speed up the footage so that you don't have to sit through this with me, and then I will see you when we are ready to dive into the reading proper. Okay, so our topic for today, again, is messages from your higher self. And this central column of cards here represents the dominant theme, energy, or context for the overall spread. And at the heart of the spread, we have the cougar. The keyword for this card is assertive. And there are some additional affirmations. In silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. That is some very powerful energy. And just based on that card alone, I'm feeling like some of you, Pile 3, may be called to some sort of leadership position, possibly in a community of some sort, like at work or in the household. It is possible, however, that you are being called to have more structure and leadership in your life, in your personal life. But let's see what the other cards have to say, and hopefully they will help us determine where this one is coming from. So here we have the scrying mirror, and the keyword is projection, but the mirror is a tool of self-reflection. And so again, I'm really feeling like this may be about having power over yourself, having control over yourself. But let's look at a few more cards before we... Okay, context. So this doesn't help much in establishing the context, but it is important to look at context. Okay, let's go ahead and look at some of your cards over here and see. So we have the Two of Cups. All right. So for some of you, you may actually be forming some sort of partnership. It could be a new relationship, but in a situation where you are being called to be a leader, it's more likely some sort of coming together with a person or people whom you are not intimately connected with. So again, employees, for example, maybe a spiritual community. You're being called to step up and be a leader. You may think you don't know enough to teach or to be a good leader, or whatever the case may be. You're being asked to take another look. And on some level, looking at the context of the role that you are being asked to fill may be helpful for you to gain a new perspective, to gain a deeper understanding of what exactly it is that you are being asked to do. But let's take a look at more of the cards here and see. So we have the Star. Okay. And the Three of Swords. All right, interesting. The Hanged Man. The Knight of Coins. And the Moon. So this is some seriously powerful energy you have here. You have the Star and the Moon. It seems like there's a new phase beginning for you. Just as the moon moves through phases, one ends, another begins. There's a new phase beginning for you. And it is likely a phase in which growth will be involved. It may have to do with some sort of structures or foundations on some level, as the energy of the Knight of Coins, unlike the other knights who are very movement oriented, the Knight of Coins is more rooted and grounded. But the Knight of Coins is also better prepared than the other knights for his job. He doesn't need to rush in head first. He can let whatever it is come to him, and he's still got the upper hand because he's prepared, he's ready. And then with the Star here, we have like you are being guided to do something, to take on some sort of new role of authority, either within your own life or in a community of some sort. It's also possible that there are things yet to be revealed about the situation, but when the moon shows up, it is likely that they either will be revealed, especially with the Star shining its light over the cards, or they need to be uncovered and discovered. But I feel like if there is something coming to light in the moon, it may be intuitive, and it's probably not going to be something that you have to dig too deep to uncover. It's probably going to be clearly visible, and events will likely lead you to it. We also have, with this new cycle, there's going to be a shift in perspective, and that may bring you some pain. The revelation that's coming in the moonlight with the new phase may bring some heartache with it. It may be difficult to hear, difficult to accept and digest. But when we take on the energy of the Hanged Man, this is something we do for ourselves, for our own highest good, to gain a better understanding of something and a new perspective on a situation, which again, the mirror. Take another look at something. It's not what it seems to be. And for some of you, it could be that there is a romantic connection that is not what you think it is. And that will come to light soon. But really, I feel this is more about you and yourself rather than a significant other and your relationship with them. Because all of these cards have a single person in them, except for this one here. So, well, I guess the Hanged Man has additional people in the background, but it's not like the Two of Cups here, where you have the couple coming together. So it is possible that you will receive some news. You will learn something that may be difficult to bear. The thing is that you can do it. And for the Cougar, in silence you find power. Some of you watching this may be introverts. I am an introvert. I find power and I recharge my batteries in isolation, being on my own, in my own space, in peace and quiet, not being disturbed by the outside world. Some of you are also introverts, and so you are guided with this difficult situation or this difficult news that you find to go to your quiet place and recharge. For others of you, though, in silence you find power. Don't say things that you don't mean. If this situation has to do with another person, if it's outside of yourself, be careful of what you say. And in fact, silence will benefit you more than speaking when you're angry and possibly saying things that you don't genuinely mean. It's better to reflect, to gain more context. It's also possible that for some of you, whatever these two cards here are talking about, they may not be what they seem at first. And so it's important that you get more context, as that might help you avoid a disaster. Again, by saying something you don't mean, for example, or saying something that could get you into more trouble, depending on the situation. So let's look at your oracle cards. We have the Butterfly Spirit, Transformation. Very beautiful card. Okay. And then for your Radiant Crystal Oracle card, we have Pionite. And the keywords are empowerment, success, and clarity. Clarity is very important here to gain a clear perspective on the situation. And with the mirror here, it may be possible that you are called to look at your involvement in a situation or your role in making this thing happen or play out. How did you contribute to it? And again, remember that you will find more power through this in silence rather than in speaking everything that comes to mind. So with Pionite, This crystal is related to the root chakra. Its vibration is 2. The astrological signs associated with this are Taurus, Capricorn, and Leo. And the affirmation for this crystal is, my powers ignite when I believe in myself. The energies of this crystal, Paionite is documented as the rarest gem mineral on Earth. This fiery pink to brown-toned gem is a full-spectrum chakra opener and relieves pain on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. It empowers success and good fortune. The flower associated with this crystal is the cosmos, and the keywords for cosmos are balance, harmony, and strength. Remember that affirmation. My powers ignite when I believe in myself. With the butterfly spirit here, you have transformative energy coming into your life in the future. And that definitely makes sense with the hanged man here and with the moon and the star. Something new is coming, and it's going to change you and transform you. Your higher self wants you to be ready, wants you to be prepared for whatever it is. Okay, let's look at your cards on the right side. We have the Lovers, so that is interesting. The Two of Cups and the Lovers, okay. We have the High Priestess. The Two of Swords. The Six of Coins or Pentacles. The Ten of Cups. And Strength. What is interesting to me is that Strength and the Butterfly Spirit card are both giving me Aphrodite vibes. And then you've got the Lovers here. For some of you, this may really have to do with your relationship with someone else. However, the Lovers is not just a card about romance and couples. The Lovers is a card about making choices. And so it does seem that there's a choice that you have to make at the heart of your cards on the right side of your reading. But you are indecisive and you're stuck at what is essentially an impasse on the situation. And this brings us back to the need for clarity that we saw with Paionite and with the scrying mirror. A mirror is not a useful tool if it's all fogged over and you can't see the reflection in it clearly. You need to gain clarity. You need to do what you can to gain clarity, and the star will bring it to you. It's also possible that the clarity that you need is something that you already know in your intuition, but you are avoiding it. You are ignoring your intuition. Maybe the message is so unpleasant that you just don't want to hear it right now. It's hard to say for sure, but if you don't already know, it is possible that your intuition will guide you to the answer that you seek, towards the clarity that you need to gain greater context on the situation. I also feel like for those who are in a relationship and for whose reading here, your higher self is speaking to you about your relationship, it's going to work out okay. Your connection is strong enough to weather whatever this is, whatever comes to light. It may be a misunderstanding. And that's another reason why it's important to not just say everything you think or feel. You need to approach this strategically and stay quiet for your own good when you don't need to talk or engage. Sort of like the Miranda rights thing that the police are supposed to give you. You know, you have the right to remain silent and not further incriminate yourself by saying things. If it is your partner or someone else in your life getting the wrong idea about you, you need to find a way to give them context, to help give them clarity, and to settle the situation. But it's also important that for those of you for whom this is referring to someone getting upset with you, it's also important to look at what you may have done to confuse the person to make them think those things, if you had any involvement in that, and learn from those experiences. When the Six of Coins shows up, there's often a need for balance. And it's interesting that you have the Six of Coins by the Two of Swords and also the Eight, the Strength. The 8 on Strength is an infinity symbol. And it is balanced. It is two unbroken circles connected. There's a lot of balance, perhaps too much balance. And that is another thing that's causing the impasse that we have with the Two of Swords, the inability to make a decision. But again, happiness lies with listening to your intuition and letting it guide you. And the way that we best connect with our intuition is in silence. The High Priestess is someone who sits quietly and just feels and intuits the information that she needs. She knows it internally. For some of you, meditation or some other form of spiritual practice where you can quiet your mind and connect more with your intuition, more with your soul and yourself, maybe even your higher self, meditation or spiritual practice may be beneficial for you. Whatever the decision is, it seems like it's going to be difficult regardless, because the two sides that you're having to choose between are so evenly balanced. And make sure with the Two of Swords that you aren't covering your own eyes, in a sense. Again, this is where intuition comes in. We can ignore intuition, but really it's there to help you, even if the message is unpleasant. And so it's important to open your eyes, take off the blindfold if you're covering your own eyes, and listen to your intuition and let it guide you. All right, so your Star Dragon Oracle for the right side of your reading is number 9, choice, understanding consequences. Okay. With the choice that needs to be made, the very difficult decision, it's important to, again, look at the context of the situation and understand the consequences of any action you decide to take. If you have an idea of what the consequences will be if you make choice A or make choice B, that can help balance things out and release the blockage of the Two of Swords to allow you to move forward. Which option is going to lead to the best outcome for you? So understand the consequences. Really contemplate and think on the situation. Okay, and then your last card here is the Dormouse. It's very interesting. I don't think I've ever had this card come up in a reading, so I'm going to take a look at the book here and see what message does the Dormouse bring you. Okay, it's got a lot to say about the Dormouse. The Dormouse card can represent your home or a place where you feel the happiest or the safest. The physical body is also the home for your soul, and at times can be reflected in this card. It can also be about family, close relationships, and childhood memories. It speaks of goals you may have for your home, moving, renovating, or redecorating. It also encompasses the yard and gardens. In order to determine what it is that you are being asked to focus on, relax for a moment and sense what comes to mind. Pay attention to your feelings. Where are they guiding you? What emotion does this card bring up? Go with the feelings and ask, what is this about? What is it I need to look at again and why? Perhaps you need to clear a childhood trauma from your aura. It might be that you need to revisit the pleasant, carefree memories of your youth. If you are unhappy with your surroundings, it might be that it is time to change residence. Sometimes the energy of a home does not support your comfort and well-being. Sometimes a home just needs to be cleansed. It needs to be in order and clean, but also smudged or cleansed on a spiritual level. You don't need to use a smudge stick to cleanse. You can use regular incense too. Frankincense and myrrh work best. Say a prayer or sprinkle salt or water and walk slowly through the rooms. Ring chimes or bells or clap your hands or drum in all the rooms to break up stagnant energy. If you choose, just visualize doing all these things. You can also ask that you're helping friends from the other realms cleanse the house and property for you. Your physical body, the home of your soul, needs to also be kept clean and in good running order. Do the things that are good for your well-being on all levels. Home is where the heart is. Have fairies over for tea today. That's cute. Okay. It is interesting that we have the Dormouse and then the Ten of Cups here, which the Ten of Cups can relate to the home and the family also. Usually the situation is very happy, though, when the Ten of Cups shows up, and I'm not seeing any reason to think that it isn't. And even if it's not in regards to the question that needs to be decided with the Two of Swords and the Lovers here, it will be again. All you need to do is take the time to choose carefully. Don't be hasty. And make the changes that need to be made to restore balance and order. With so much balance here, it reminds me of the Dormouse card mentioning the stagnant energy. And so that might be something for some of you watching this now, pile 3, that it would be helpful for you to find a way to break up the stagnant energy. Again, you can use incense to cleanse a space. Frankincense, myrrh, cinnamon is also very good for space cleansing. incense, not so much the herb. You can also use sound. If you don't have a drum or a bell or things like that, you can play it on your phone and just walk through your house and let it shake up the energy of the room. So, but it's also possible that you need to shake up the energies within yourself on some level. Looking within to find the answer. Okay, let's check out your shadow cards for this reading and see what else the cards have to say to you. Right. Sea otter, happiness. Your higher self wants you to be happy. It wants you to have happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Let worry go and instead choose love. Your good destiny of love is sure. Surrender to the waves. Sometimes trying to go against the waves is like trying to go against the tide. If you're swimming against that current, it can be very difficult for you to make any progress. Instead, going with the flow will be much more helpful to you. Be the master of playful living. It's interesting that we have two cards about authority, assuming leadership here. Be the master of playful living. Living playfully includes being open-minded and going with the flow. Remember that. Okay. Surface. This is another card telling you to go deep, to look beyond the surface, understand the consequences of the choices and that need to be made and the actions that need to be done, and then choose wisely. There's power for you in silence. Let worry go and instead choose love. Okay. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce this one. Shagai? Fragmented? So this makes me think again of context here and not having all of the information because it's broken up. Especially with the swords cards here on both sides of it. It really does feel like there will be information that you're lacking. And so understanding consequences or considering things more deeply, thinking about it, contemplating the situation can help you gain additional context and missing information. And also communicating with others. Finding a way to release the impasse through diplomacy may be helpful for some of you. The High Priestess again. The key is in your intuition. Let's see. Wizard of the Woods. Focus. So it's interesting. The Wizard of the Woods is someone who is very mature. He is an older gentleman. He's got a lot of experience, and he did that by focusing on his craft, by dedicating himself to it. And so for you in your situation, you need to look at what do you want the outcome to be, and invest your focus on that. Like ideally, beneath all of the gut reaction, first instinct, impulse type responses to the situation here, beneath all of that, what do you genuinely want? Sometimes our partners hurt us, but that doesn't mean we want to break up with them, as an example. So you need to focus on what you really want when you are contemplating the situation, when you're trying to gain the extra context, understanding the consequences. Focus on what you really want the outcome to be. Choose love in the situation, and it can help guide you. Your intuition can help guide you and get you through this situation. Okay, we have here Angel Aura Quartz. The keywords are communication, meditation, and healing. So remember, I was saying communication through diplomacy may be the best way to release the impasse that you have in the Two of Swords, to rebalance the situation to a more positive situation where the energy can start flowing again rather than being blocked off. Okay. The primary chakra associated with this crystal is the heart chakra. Its vibration is 3. It's linked to all astrological signs. And your affirmation with this crystal is, through releasing what no longer serves me, I find healing. Releasing what no longer serves you. Releasing what is standing in your way of getting what you desire. By combining quartz with precious metals, the energies of Angel Aura Quartz has a unique vibration of peace and tranquility. Angel Aura Quartz assists in communication with spirit and helps in meditation. Its high vibration releases negative energies. The flower linked to this crystal is snowdrops, and the keywords for snowdrops are hope, innocence, and purity. Okay. For the right side of your reading, we have the Emperor as your shadow card. The Emperor is another card about sitting in your authority. You have to exercise your agency to make choices. The choices that you make are going to have a big impact on the situation, and therefore understanding the consequences, taking the time to think and cool off before you act, are what will be most helpful to you in navigating this and removing the blocks for you. The Emperor is a leader, someone who gives laws and structures his kingdom, who wields his authority with confidence and maturity. And that is very important with this situation, is that you take on the energy of the Emperor and act wisely when making this decision. Act wisely when engaging with others around the situation. Okay, your Star Dragon's Oracle card is protection, and the keywords are finding what's important. That brings me back to the focus from the Wizard. Find what is important to you. Find what you really want as your outcome for this situation, and then find a way to navigate events to make that happen. All right, we have ivy. Ivy is a very abundant and fast-growing plant. It seems like once this block is cleared, once you find what is important, the situation will grow and blossom more quickly. Let's just take a look at the guidebook. I don't think it has too much to say beyond what I've already said, but better safe than sorry. Okay. The keyword here is finances, so I don't think that this is about finances at all. But ivy as a plant can still be helpful here. The energy of it, the symbolism of it, again, it's abundant and it grows quickly. It just needs the space to grow, and it has to have its needs met. This comes back to focus and finding what's important. You need to give the situation the space that it needs to resolve in the way that you want it to, in the way that would best make you happy, or in the way that best serves the overall situation if it involves other people. So if you can do that, you can make the space for abundance and happiness to return back to your home environment. Okay. So the last messages I have for you are your alphabet oracle messages. And we have Iota and Taf as your alphabet oracles. For Taf, the oracle verse is take release from present circumstances. Remember that the cougar? Yeah, the cougar card said to find your power in silence. Take release from all of the drama and emotion surrounding the initial event. Find your power in silence. Okay? And if you do that, you take release from present circumstance, you will find the deliverance that you are looking for. You'll be able to work the situation out. It's just important not to get caught up in the drama or feelings around the initial event. And remember that your higher self is bringing you this message because it wants to protect you and help you. There is so much reinforcement here of finding a better solution that is more in alignment with what you desire the outcome to be, besides initial emotional responses to an emotionally charged situation. Okay, for Iota, the oracle verse is, in all things thou shalt excel with sweat. So, this situation, scary as it might be when it initially happens, remember that you may not have all of the context, that you may not have the full picture. You've got the fragments here, you've got context down here, sorry. If you put in the work, you can resolve this in a way that will bring happiness back to your life and to your situation. But making the effort, watching what you say, retreating to silence or solitude to sort your mind and your emotions out, giving yourself time and space, you will succeed. You just have to put in the effort. And it may not be easy, but it will be so worth it in the situation. The keyword for this letter is strength. So remember to have strength in your dealings ahead of you with the choices that you need to make. Don't let other people make it for you. Remember to be in your agency and act on your behalf. And with all of that said, I'm going to leave you here, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Please consider leaving a like and maybe commenting down below. And subscribe if you would like to see more content from me, and join me for another reading in the future. I know that this one was a bit intense. They're not all this way, I promise, but it does seem like your higher self has an important message for you that they want you to know to sort things out in the best way. So, thank you again. Good luck in your situation. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading. And until then, take care of yourself, pile 3. And again, good luck.